Brudiclad, Telchor Engineer versus Child of Alara. Yeah, let's just hope that we can get something out on our opponent sooner rather than later, because Child of Alara might be an issue for us. Let's go in for Mishra's Workshop into Felwar Stone. And that means that we are online for 3, 4, 5 mana next turn if we want to play an artifact. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to get down Sulphur Falls next turn and sit back on what we've got thus far. Child of Alara is Wooburg, 6/6 trample. When it dies, destroy all non-land permanents. They can't be regenerated. I don't know if this is actually going to die or if it's just going to end up in the command zone. Yeah, we'll get down the tap land first. We need an island or a mountain for that to come in untapped. There's no guarantee that we will draw into one. Brudiclad Telchor Engineer gives our tokens haste. It's a 4/4 in Is-It for 6 mana. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you get a 2/1 Mir token, and then your tokens become a copy of a token you control. Yeah, why don't we just get into our Brudiclad Telchor Engineer? And then we can get ourselves a Mir token, and that will have haste. And we'll say no to it becoming a copy of things, because there's nothing for it to copy so far. The Beetleback Chief will see to that next turn if we decide to go for that. Yeah, we can go for Beetleback Chief and then maybe Tezzeret the turn after. We'll see what our opponent does. Sometimes it's actually worth getting down Fairy Artisans if you're worried about your opponent dropping some kind of obnoxious creature. We'd get a copy of it with this. So I might just go for Fairy Artisans next turn instead. The only source of mana our opponent needs to hunt for now is red. We've got an island off the Misty Rainforest. And Eternal Witness might be... Okay, I thought they'd get the fetch land back, but they're going for Serum Visions. They can cast that again this turn. Draw a card and scry 2. One Power Stone is going to make good use of our Mishra's Workshop. That was going to do nothing until we drew that this turn. Get down our mountain, and we will go for the Fairy Artisans, I think. Slightly safer play. And then, no, we don't need to make things a copy. We'll swing in here. I don't mind if our opponent trades an Eternal Witness for a Mir token, because we have Beetleback Chief in hand, and that can get out, what is it, 2 Goblin tokens. It looks like the reason our opponent didn't go for Eternal Witness onto the Misty Rainforest is because they have Windswept Heath in hand already. They didn't go for a red source, which is curious. So they might have needed double black or double white. Hoping not to see a Merciless Eviction there. No, instead we see a Chroma's Vengeance. Okay. Get down that, and then we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so a one-off Brudiclad. Let's try and set ourselves up with a Preordain. Okay, we'll take both of those, I think. So let's put Trinket Mage on the top to draw into. And then we'll get down our Steel Hellkite. And if our opponent decides that they want to get down any artifacts, or, well, really anything at all, we can blow those up next turn if we feel like it. Probably Trinket Mage into a Sol Ring or something like that next turn. Maybe even Skull Clamp for the Beetleback Chief. Not sure yet. We'll see what our opponent decides to do. Okay, they've done nothing. They've got 4 cards in hand. Let's just lay down the mountain, and then we'll swing in at our opponent. Now then, Tezzeret is if you control 3 or more artifacts. We only control 2 currently. So let's go in for Trinket Mage. We can grab our 3rd artifact. I think I'm actually going to go for Retrofitter Foundry just because I'm worried about them wiping the board of artifacts again. And even if it's just spot removal, Retrofitter Foundry can at least keep our artifact count up. We can only use the Mishra's Workshop mana on artifact spells. I tried to put it into the Retrofitter Foundry's activated ability there, but obviously can't do that. This is 3 to untap it. It's 1 to throw out. 3 to untap it. 2 untap gives us a servo. 1 tap, sack a servo, gives us a Thopter. And then tap and sack a Thopter gives us a 4/4 construct. Phantasmal Image. Is that going to be a Steel Hellkite? Yeah, sure is. That means that we can swing into it and offer up the trade, but we've got more to lose than they do. Death by Dragons. Each player other than a target player creates a 5/5 dragon token. That's to make all our tokens copies of 5/5 flying dragons. Just added this to the deck. I think I'm actually going to go for Tezzeret here, because we can start drawing 3 cards every turn. How many cards is it? Oh, it's 2 cards. We need to control 3 artifacts. It's Metalcraft, isn't it? So we'll draw 2 cards, not 3. Foundry Inspector can come down with Mishra's Workshop. And then we just need to hope that our opponent doesn't have an answer to our Steel Hellkite. Okay, they went for Go for the Throat on Trinket Mage. Don't really care about that. We do have Kiki Jiki in the deck. I think that's pretty much the only shenanigans we could get up to with Trinket Mage. 3 cards left in our opponent's hand, and they are at 7 mana. At 7 life even, not 7 mana. Oh, but actually they are at 7 mana as well, as it happens. Swinging in at us with Steel Hellkite, we will trade them on that, because then we can start pressuring them with the Foundry Inspector and the Servo. Loyal Apprentice is good. Let's draw some cards first. Alright, we get some lands. That's not awful. Brudiclad is going to cost 7, thanks to the Foundry Inspector. And then let's grab ourselves a Loyal Apprentice as well. We might be able to push lethal through on our opponent here. We get a 2/1 Mir. We want everything to become a copy of the Mir. That pushes another point of damage through. And then I don't mind having a Thopter in the air. See if our opponent has anything in these 3 cards in hand. Doesn't look like it. No, not sure what our opponent was going for there. Couldn't really tell what the aim was with this. Quite a bit of spot removal, a board wipe and a Chroma's Vengeance. Yeah, couldn't really discern what they were trying to go for with their Child of Alara deck. Sometimes it's just Wooburg Super Friends. Sometimes it's combo. I mean, there's no way to tell really. It's a little bit like a Traxxas in that regard. But that was Brudiclad, Telchor Engineer, and I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.